Welcome back to Hentai Ice Cream Social. It's been a little bit since we released episode 0. We've had a little bit of a change in how we're running things. We realized that having 3 hosts is a scheduling nightmare when all of us work. And so for now, I, Andre, will be the main host, and then I am going to be joined by different guests. Matthias and Ray are going to be joining from time to time as well. They're founding members of the show after all. But today, I am joined by my very good friend, Spencer, also known as DoctorDisco. How are you doing today?
Hello. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm glad to be introduced as your good friend.
Yeah, no, we met, what was it, 2024 or was it 2023?
No, it was like, oh no, I think it was 2022 because
Was that far back?
yeah, because that's when that's when the Rent a Girlfriend set came out in my
Oh,
short.
that is when the Rent a Girlfriend set came out. Because yeah, I drove down to Game Den. I was just barely starting to play Weiss, and I shredded your sleeves while
Oh yeah.
shuffling.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
still
yeah.
feel bad about that.
No, they were just oversleeves. You don't have to feel bad about
Yeah,
that.
they were just oversleeves, thankfully. So I invited Spencer because he actually is starting up his own YouTube channel where he's going to talk about anime related things. He just dropped his first episode this week. And so I thought it'd be cool if we just kind of talked about that for a little bit.
Yeah, at
Um,
Doctor Disco. Check it out. It'll be pretty cool.
yeah. And so that episode, you were just talking about generally how anime changed your life, and you got into it really recently. I mean, I did as well. A lot of people got into anime in, 2019, 2020 due to the pandemic. So why don't you talk about that for a minute?
Um, so I touched base on it in my video. Check it out. You know, but um, I always thought of anime as just another version of cartoons, and I mean it is technically, but not in the sense of how we think of it here in the West. And growing up, I watched Naruto, the episodes that I could find at least, and Pokemon, like everyone else. And I always thought they were just, Saturday morning cartoons. And then in high school, I remember this very clearly because everyone, and I mean everyone, was talking about it. Attack on Titan started airing as an anime, episode 1. And I believe at the time it was like 2 or 3 episodes in to the season that everyone was like, "Hey, you should watch this. Hey, you should watch this. This is really good." But this was also the time when Crunchyroll was like still trying to figure itself out as an official anime platform, I think, because there were ads like every 30 seconds.
Oh god, that's
And
rough.
and I was watching this on my phone. I think it was an iPhone 4 back then, so it was even worse. And yeah, I was just watching the first episode of Attack on Titan with ads like basically every half a minute, and I was just thinking to myself like, okay, all I'm seeing is people dying. Like left and right. I'm not seeing anything that's telling me there's a deeper story to this. And then there's like maybe like yeah, like 10 minutes after the uh the opening scene where everyone's dying. I'm like, okay, here's the story. I'm not really interested anymore because I don't want to just watch people die like every single episode.
Yeah, the beginning of Attack on Titan was kind of brutal. A lot of my friends back then also tried getting me to watch it. I read actually a fair bit of the manga, because I'm sure you remember the anime outpaced the manga and it went on a hiatus forever.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
And yeah, my story with anime is kind of pretty similar. I mean, I grew up watching, mostly like Pokemon. I saw a couple episodes of Dragon Ball here and there. Saw an episode or two of Naruto. I was like, this is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about Naruto. Um, People can crucify me if they want. And in high school, one of my exes actually tried getting me into Vocaloid. So tried to get early exposure into Hatsune Miku in 2014, 2015, and I was like, yeah, this music is not for me. It sounds really robotic. And now
I
I've
mean,
been
that's
to
the whole
Miku
point, right?
Expo. Yeah, that's the whole point. I didn't get it back then. I get it now. Um, and you brought it up in your video as well. I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
the entire video, but the anime that really pulled you in, your good friend sat you down and forced you to watch it. It was Steins Gate, wasn't it?
yes, it was Steins Gate. And it wasn't so much that he forced me to sit down. Well, he did force me to sit down, but it was to say, hey, we're going to watch an anime, but I'll let you choose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, he was like, what genres do you like? And I was like, well, I like Doctor Who. He's like, so time travel. I was like, yeah, I like time travel. He's like, well, this isn't really time travel. It's got time loops. So I was like, sure, anything to do with time, maybe. And then, first episode in, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then one episode turned into six, and I was like, okay, I'm down. And then episode 13, and I was like, uh bro,
Yeah.
what the F, man? Like,
Yeah.
bro, why did you recommend this show to me, bro?
Yeah, that Steingate gets you like that. I mean, it's one of the few anime that does not follow that 3 episode rule that people have for a lot of shows where they watch 3 episodes. If they don't like it by the end of the third, they drop it completely. Steins Gate is very much like you have to invest in it. Yeah, episode 6 is one of those points where it can hook you. If it doesn't hook you at episode 6, 13,
Yeah.
you know.
Like I still remember this because that's basically the only time I've still watched the show and it's very vivid to me. Um I just remember thinking, man, this is such a slow show. Like, it's just 20-minute episodes, and I still feel like, there is some plot progression, but I was just wondering when does it like when does the time travel start to like mess with things?
Mhm.
And that was literally like episode 12, the cliffhanger, and then I'm just like, whoa, okay, we got to see episode 13 because it was like late night. I was like, I cannot end our watch party on that cliffhanger. We have to keep watching.
Yeah, yeah. Did you
Oh,
watch episode 21B?
uh, maybe is that an alternate ending?
Yeah, so basically it's the ending before the true ending. So it's the loop that basically precedes the one that is like the true ending loop. It's um the, words. And it's the one where like Mayori is the one who like tells herself to like, hey, you need to get him to actually do something.
Yes, I did watch that. Yeah, I was so confused actually because we did the sailing the high seas thing and we were just looking at these episodes and I was like, what is going on with this numbering system right now?
Yeah, I didn't watch 21B until a good bit after I watched, Steins Gate for the first time. Um and yeah, no, Steins Gate is also the one that pulled me into the anime rabbit hole. I had watched a couple beforehand. My starter set is real whack. Like I watched like El Noah Zero, Violet Evergarden. Um, I think I watched
Man.
Gate.
Oh, dude, Gate. Hey, that's getting a
Gate is
second season by
goaded.
the way. It's getting a second season by the way.
It's getting a second season, and I'm so excited. And it's gonna be the Navy this time instead of Army, so I'm
Genuine.
very curious. So
But yeah, my starting pack is actually quite similar. It's what was it? It's Steins Gate. I know that for sure. Violet Evergarden as well. But then I have SAO and MHA to fill out the first like four real anime I watched.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of SAO like over a friend's shoulders in like 2018. That's when I started to dip my toes into it, but I didn't get serious until like 2020. But from the parts that I saw over his shoulder, I was like, "What the hell is this show? It's so vulgar." And it was that second half of season one with that creep of a
Oh,
character, and
with
so I
the
didn't watch.
Alpha Online. It wasn't actually SAO anymore.
No, it wasn't actually SAO anymore. And my buddy tried to defend it so hard. I'm like, dude, I don't.
No.
I think you need to rethink your choices. And then I didn't fully watch SAO until, um, gosh, it was probably like 2021, 2022.
Man. Yeah,
So,
like
but I mean, I like SAO. Has it aged? Yeah, yeah, it has.
yeah, but that's why the progressive movies exist and the
I
manga.
love the progressive movies.
Oh, the progressive movies are like peak cinema. Like having a more like actually stable character to have your POV from in Asuna is just so good because seeing Kirito be the actual freaking geek nerd that he is, the awkward little, yeah, that was great.
Hmm.
Seeing him try to put his sword back and missing his scabbard every single time and then just giving up.
Yep, yeah. I mean, and then we have SAO Echoes of Aincrad that was announced earlier this week, or was it late last week that they announced it?
Believe it was earlier this week because I was
Yeah,
still, yeah. Believe it was earlier this week on Sunday maybe.
yeah. It was like Sunday, maybe Monday within those 2 days. So that's a new game, and then there's also going to be an anime paired with it. Except these are both not from Kirito's perspective. These are well, obviously the game you're going to be making your own character, and then the anime is from a completely different set of characters that are original during the Aincrad arc.
And I mean, there's just so many like there were so many people in that first raid boss party and throughout the levels in the OG SAO anime. Obviously, we didn't see basically half the levels, more than half of the levels that they actually conquered, but there's a lot of story to tell or that could be told just from uh, just from the first level of SAO. And the fact that they're giving us two levels of content right away is pretty neat. But it also makes me wonder how how if it's going to be in a very thin ocean or like a very deep bucket, or whatever the analogy is for that.
Yeah, also, because they said if they wanted to do all 100 floors, it would take 10 years of development, which is. There are games that have taken 10 years to develop, but that is an insane amount of time.
And if it's 10 years for was it 100 levels, that's going to be like every few months there's not even every few months, it's like every few weeks there's going to be another level that comes out. You're going to have to chase basically to catch up.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just crazy. And from the trailer, it looks like Kirito is going to be put into a bit of an antagonist position, which is way different than we've seen any like SAO media before. He's always been, main character Kun. He's always been the hero, but
But from
seems like.
a yeah, from the layman's perspective of a regular person trying to survive this death game, and you have this guy going solo beating floor bosses on his own. You've got to think like, who is this guy and why does he like not talk to anyone, like why is he just going on his own? He must hate us, like
Yeah, the only thing you know about him is that he's super powerful. He was a beta tester, and the
And
first episode, beta testers or beaters were told to be, just were made out to be villains because they had information that other people didn't.
and then he never corrected the prejudices and the ideas against him at the end of the first floor boss fight when he allowed basically the raid party leader to die. And he didn't even, it wasn't even his fault, but obviously because of the everyone else pointing fingers at him, he was just like, oh well, I'll take the blame, I'll be the villain. And obviously he, we see that from his perspective, we know he's innocent. But from anyone else's perspective that wasn't in that raid room that night, all bets are off, which
hmm
I think is
hmm
going to be sick perspective.
It's gonna be really cool. I am excited to see how they do, kind of the story for the anime, and I'm curious about the game as well because on the website for it, it says it's gonna be single player. I'm not against it, um, but with it being single player, what's the release schedule gonna be like once again, and what's the progression gonna be like? What's going to keep people in the game, between floor releases. I mean, it could also end up like another Skyrim situation where it's kept alive for 15 years and goes across, four different generations of consoles.
Or well, what I was thinking of it was it's going to be kind of like a Genshin type game where you do have the open world aspect. You got your NPCs in the story, but occasionally you can ask your friends for help. I'm thinking like they might introduce some really neat mechanics for those raid bosses
Oh yeah.
where it's going to be single player, but when you get to the raid room, you are obviously going to have to figure out the timing and attacks and all that, but you might end up just getting matched to other people. It can be a Final Fantasy 14 situation where like it just you just look for people to match with, and then once you do match with them, you go into the dungeon, you defeat it, you all get the rewards, and then you go on your merry way.
Yeah, true. Okay, I haven't played Genshin in forever, so I kind of forgot about the multiplayer aspect of the bosses there. And that actually makes a lot of sense. Um, you know, and I'm sure you've also heard that they're going to introduce the death mechanic where if you die, you
You
lose
lose your
that
save
character.
file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
If you
sounds
die
like
in the
it's
game, you
not.
die for real.
Yeah, if you die in the game, you die for real. Uh, um, but it seems like that's not going to be available on launch because if you look at some of the pre-order packages, starting with the deluxe tier, which is what's said 90 the $90 tier, it says early access to death mode. So it seems like that might not be something that's available on release, which I feel kind of disappointed if that would be the case.
I feel like it'll be it'll be something for hardcore players because uh if someone who doesn't know about SAO just hears about this game on YouTube because it's going to happen, uh and then they work so hard on grinding and then they die for the first time like right before the boss battle, and they've heard how hard this boss battle is, and then they lose all their progress, that would piss a lot of people off. So I
I
feel
mean, it
like,
would, but it would. I imagine it would be kind of similar to World of Warcraft, where you have your hardcore servers, but you
yeah,
also just have your regular servers, and you get a choice at character. Well, I guess it's before character creation because you have to select the server.
and that's why I think like it'll be on by default, but when you're creating your character, it'll have a prompt that says, "Are you sure you want to start this character with the death game mode applied?"
Yeah, just like any game that has a survival mode, like Fallout New Vegas, where it adds extra things. Yeah, that would be completely fair.
Yeah, because yeah, like it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, but I can imagine the outrage for just any random person just stumbling on this cool looking game and then dying. after creating this super sick character and they lose all of that.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
hope
imagine the
they.
outrage.
Yeah, I hope they let us have like simultaneous save files. That's just a minor thing, but I do hope that's an option.
Yeah, I hope so too. It
Yeah,
would be
because you
super
could have a
nice.
character that is not in death mode and you use that to practice on the bosses. And once as you feel confident enough, you go into your death mode character.
Yeah. I
So
think I think it'll happen. I don't imagine that because a lot with with video games and I guess just media in general, you want to hit the biggest demographic as possible, and that's why it's like you pointing out death game mode early unlock. That just makes me think that uh, there is going to be an option to just turn that off or at least opt out of it when you're creating your character for those people who just don't know what they're actually getting into.
yeah. It does look like you'll be running around with a party of NPCs. Kind of, kind of more similar to, I guess it would be Arknight's Enfield, because Genshin doesn't have you run around with a party of NPCs. I'm not too familiar with some of the other gotcha games. I don't think Wuwa does either. Um, HSR is more turn based, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how the NPCs are gonna factor into this. So that'll be interesting
Um,
to
I am
see.
interested for sure.
100%. I'm just trying to think if I want to pre-order it at just the base level or maybe a little higher.
Yeah. I'm also wondering if they're gonna if they're gonna have an option for VR. Probably not because that would be
Probably
very
not.
graphically intensive. But
Yeah. Um. But if it's not out on release, or if it's not even an option, I'm sure somebody's going to try modding it somehow.
yeah.
Whether or not that's successful is a completely different story.
Yeah.
Because there are SAO like games. I mean, I think there's even a VR chat project to recreate Aincrad.
Oh,
Um,
dude. I didn't know about that. I'm gonna
yeah,
have to
yeah, no, I don't know how far along they are with it, but when I first got my Oculus, I tried that out. I was like, oh, this is really neat. It's rough, but it's really neat. So I'm curious
yeah,
how far that project is along now. But the
I
game
suppose we'll
is
see.
set to come out in July 10th, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
July
expected
10th.
release day. Um, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if do we know if the anime is being released before, after, or at the same time?
I imagine it would be a little bit before.
I would hope
Probably
it's a little
like
bit before.
maybe a month before.
Yeah.
Probably that's what I would think, so that they could have because if it's a short OVA, then it might be like 4 episodes long, which would be 4 weeks of episodes before it drops.
hmm
That
When does
one
the next season start? What does it start? May?
should be in April
April?
or like end of March because I know some anime start to air early.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
And
SAO. I liked the third and fourth seasons. I think Gun Gale Online was the weakest season slash arc by far. But Gun Gale Alternative, that one's pretty good.
yeah, the spin-off was really good. I almost prefer the spin-off
Well, I mean,
to.
it doesn't have Kirito.
I mean, yeah, fair. But yeah, I mean, and seasons 3 and 4 were so good.
Oh
Um
man, Alicization is like, I was like, holy crap! I didn't think trash could become like could rise above being trash, but it was good.
mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
kind of switching a little bit away from like SAO and anime. So this is getting recorded on March 11th. So there's a couple events that I know of that are going on within March. So next weekend, so that would be the 21st and 22nd, we've got Las Vegas going on. Um, I I was planning on going to that one, or some of my friends had thought that we should hit that one up, but I decided to jump over to CarrierCon instead, which is in Alameda. CarrierCon is actually really neat. I've told you about CarrierCon before, right, Spencer?
Yes. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
I've
So
also have I've also had people on Discord who I'm in servers with take pictures on the ships. They've been to
yes.
CarrierCon.
So CarrierCon, for those who don't know what it started as just kind of general fandom convention, but it's since shifted into an anime and VTuber convention that is hosted aboard the USS Hornet aircraft carrier, uh, Sea, Air, and Space Museum. It is run by the museum, so it's all a nonprofit. And the funny thing, they have their own kind of VTuber agency called V Fleet. And I actually adore the group. They're all chaotic gremlins, and they're also all hags. Um, they're all like, some of them are veterans. Some of them served. A lot of them, if they haven't served, have family who did serve. They're all very passionate about what they do, about sharing and preserving history, teaching people. um, and CarrierCon got a lot of recognition last year because Pipkin Pippa uh, was a guest there, and her
A
name
war
brought in
criminal.
a lot of fans. Yeah, yeah, the rabbit war criminal, or the
Hey,
yabbit.
that's Picoro. What are you talking about? I didn't know there were two. I absolutely knew that.
Yeah. Um and so I'm really excited to go there. In the past, Azure Lane has sponsored the convention. They haven't sponsored it last year or this year. Um but there's going to be some pretty big names there. Pippa's going back. There's going to be a concert, and Mint is going to be there for the concert. Who else is going to be there? Tomoe Umari is going to be there, the Warhorse VTuber. She's very chill, has some really good merch. She released a horse patterned camo Hawaiian shirt that is
Hey, it's the
so
year of the
comfortable.
horse.
Yeah, you're the horse.
Kimi no aiba ga tsukyun dokyun ashiri dashi.
So I'm very much looking forward to CarrierCon, and I want to do a debrief whenever I get back. Do you have anything coming up, Spencer?
Yeah, there's a few. Um, there's a few anime fests and expos happening where I am, but I don't know. They don't look crazy. I'll have to do more research because I haven't been to an anime fest or con of any sort ever. I've mostly been to trading card game tournaments. I've gone to Weiss Schwartz tournaments with your boy
Hey yo,
Ethereum here, Andre. Um, yeah, any of these events near me would be my first event ever. So, if anything, I might just record that. I might just go so I can record it for my YouTube channel. If
yeah,
anything,
yeah, just kind of showing off, what you've got locally. Um, And then the bigger cities are quite a ways away from you. I mean, you don't have to say how far, but it'd be more than a day trip.
yeah. Well, it's Canada. Canada's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Vancouver, Toronto. Those are very far away. So,
Hmm.
but I'm not in Manitoba. There's nothing in Manitoba. I know people who are from Manitoba, and they said to get out of Manitoba. So
Yeah, that sounds fair. Um, Gosh, when are you gonna come back and visit the homies in the States? I mean, you were just here for what is it, a friend's wedding?
yeah, I was here for a friend's wedding. Um, I'm gonna see if I can't take off like a week from work in like May because I've got another friend's wedding coming up. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna see if I can take the week off
Yeah,
if
because I
kill me.
still actually have a figure for you. If you remember, before you moved back home, I was gonna give you a maid outfit, Shuna figure.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah, I never got that to you, and
Man,
I was rearranging my shelves and I was looking at my Necopara shelf, and in the corner is the shoe, and I was like, "Oh crap, I forgot to give that to Kim." I was like, "Everybody has a maid outfit. That one's just really pink."
man, man. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, same.
Man. Well, slime, that time I was reincarnated as a slime, is one of the few isekais I like because it was basically the first isekai I got introduced to. Apart
It's
from
pretty
SAO,
good.
if you count SAO as an isekai,
I
kind of.
100% do, and I will die on that hill.
I mean, you die in the game, you die for real. Like that's an isekai. I mean,
People
if you
die
die,
when
you're
they're
dead.
killed.
Exactly. Like, yeah. But
There's a new slime movie coming out sometime soon, right?
yeah, the second slime movie, I don't count the OVA as a slime movie, even though they also released that in theaters. The first
The
slime
is
movie
the
was trash,
OVA
though. Like the
is the
OVA is like 3, 4 episodes on Crunchyroll.
okay.
Let's see.
Is the first one is the one where we all went what the hell at the end,
Yeah,
and it was
dude,
pointless.
it was so. I mean, like you have Rimuru in the running for people who are like, let me reword this. You have Rimuru in the cast. There are no stakes. Okay. In a small kingdom conflict where the biggest thing you have is a traitorous demon, there is no conflict for a demon lord Rimuru that's been freshly awakened. Like, let's be
Hmm.
real here. Yeah, the OVA is just 3 episodes, even though it was released in theaters. And then, yeah, there's going to be another slime movie. Hopefully, it's nowhere near as bad as the first one because I'm still going to go watch it in theaters. But
Yeah, I'm probably still gonna go watch it too. I'm pretty sure caught up with the anime. Like, there hasn't been any new arcs since like the festival arc, right?
yeah,
Okay, I I
uh,
wasn't sure if I
no,
missed anything after that.
nope, nope, just that. And yeah, I mean, I read the light novels, so I'm like way past this. I'm just waiting.
How does the anime compare to the light novels? Because as you know, some light novel or some anime adaptations are just kind of trash and don't do the source material justice.
Well, I haven't actually seen season 3. Uh, I've only watched up until the end of season 2,
Hmm.
and it was great. Honestly, I can say that it was pretty good adaptation. Obviously, there's still a lot of like nuance, specifically just like power things, like skills and things like that, that obviously get glossed over in the anime because there's just no time for that. But overall, I'd say it does pretty good job, and it's supported by the what is it 24 episodes that each season, or 26 episodes, two of which are recap episodes that each season gets. They have a lot of time to breathe, which also makes me kind of like not want to watch the anime, and it's kind of the reason why I haven't seen season 3 is because there's just so many episodes. I'm like, I can read the book in like a quarter of the time that I would watching the anime.
I feel that. I mean, that's what it was like when I was reading 86, and it was like I read through all of season 1 on a single, or I'll read through the content of season one on a single like plane ride.
Yeah. And that's my only problem with the anime. I mean, obviously, I started with the anime. I didn't even know light novels existed at the beginning. I watched the anime, watched season two, thought it was great, and then I saw that there was the books, and I'm a huge book lover, so I just started reading the books, and now I basically only watch the anime to see the fights because the fights that happen later in the series, like especially the fights that are going to has a season four been announced? I'm not sure. I think there has been.
I feel like they did announce it. I don't think we have a date yet.
Yeah, well, if and when the season four drops, the fights in season four are gonna like they're gonna top anything we've seen in the last three seasons. Like
Hmm.
by and large, it's gonna be the most hype that Slime is going to get. I can say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Slime. I've thoroughly enjoyed Slime. Um, you probably don't need to watch season three. Season three was really slow.
Yeah, like I saw that they were doing the whole Luminous arc, and like even in the light novel, I was like, man, like these cardinals are so dumb. Just
Hmm.
die already.
Yeah.
And then just the whole thing with Hinata, I was like, oh, like I get that you have your code that you live by, and that Luminous is a pretty cool demon lord, all things considered. But like,
Yeah.
can we just
I
like
thought
move
that was.
past this?
Yeah. Yeah. I did enjoy like learning more about Luminous. That was honestly probably the only part of the season was figuring out more about Luminous. I think that was the only part that I actually liked.
Oh, and Chloe as well. Like the whole thing with Chloe. Oh
Hmm.
man. Yeah, reading that in the light novel, I was like I was like doing the thing where like, I like stood up and grabbed my head. I was like, "Oh, oh shiz, oh shiz." Like,
Hmm.
"Oh crap. That's crazy."
Yeah.
Like I said,
So
anything to do with time travel? Oh man.
yeah. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. But you're the one who recommended Summertime Rendering to me. That
Oh
one
yeah.
was under the radar for that season,
I
but
mean,
it's
it got
so
locked
good.
in Disney jail.
It did get locked in Disney jail, 100%, uh, it. I'm glad it's no longer in Disney jail, but oh
Oh man, dude, I might have to make a video on that because it's one of those anime that I think you shouldn't binge watch. It's one of those animes that you should just like watch one episode at a time, uh, and just kind of let it sink in for at least a day, optimally a week, because that's how it was when I was watching it week by week. And holy moly, the theories that me and my friend who I was watching with at the time came up with, man. We had so much fun wondering what was going to happen in the next episode because we just had no idea.
yeah, yeah, and I love the story for it. I thought just the way they presented everything was just a piece at a time. We never had the full story of anything.
Not until the very end.
Yeah, not until the very end. But you also like if episode one starts with your main character getting shot.
Yeah, that's a pretty good hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I also remember because um this was after 2020, the whole pandemic. Damn, that was 6 years ago. Bleep that out, please. Well, I guess it's not even in the. Anyways, um, I saw the trailer for that like a year before the anime came out. I was like, I got to keep an eye on this because the trailer had him see the doppelganger of Mio, or not Mio, the other character, the tan tan skin childhood friend
Um
kind of character. I can't remember her name.
the
Is it
the
Mio? I
No,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
is
it is
Mio
Mio,
because
it is
the
Mio.
the
Ushio
blonde
is
one is Ushio. Yeah,
yeah, okay, so I was right, I was
yeah, you
doubting
were
my
right.
memory. When he sees the doppelganger of Mio and then Mio just shoots him, I was like, "What the?" And then he wakes up, I was like, "Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
gotta keep track of this anime." And then, a year later, my friend is like, "Dude, like, that anime, you remember that anime you're talking about last year?" I was like, "What anime?" He's like, "The one with the, like, the doppelganger." I was like, "Oh, okay, we gotta watch that."
yeah, yeah. It does also have one of my favorite jokes that I make to my friends is that you have plot relevant panty shots in that one.
Oh, yes. I mean, it does get really it just gets out of hand, but it never shows up after the first, like, 3 episodes again.
Yeah,
So that's the nice part where it's like, yes, it's plot relevant, and yes, it's not amazing, but it disappears after.
the first time it happened was just funny, and then
Yeah.
after that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, so the fact that it only happened, like, 2, maybe 3 more times after that, I was like, "Okay, that's overstaying its welcome," and then it never showed up again. I was like, "Awesome."
Yep.
Well, I never even noticed because I was like I was just so enthralled by the story.
Hmm.
Now, summertime rendering is 8 out of 10 overall. Like 9 out of 10 enjoyment experience, almost 10 out of 10, but the ending was kind of like so
Yeah, the ending did feel a bit lackluster.
and it was really just that last episode. Like the way it resolved everything, it was just I don't know. It didn't feel exactly right. I feel like if there was a few things tweaked about it, it might have been even it might just be a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 anime for me, but
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. As far as your channel goes, what do you have in the works? Or is there anything that you want to give us sneak peeks for, or things
um
that you are hoping to get done?
yeah, mostly just small video essays if you count 10 and 12-minute videos small.
I
Uh
mean, I'll listen to those on my car drives for work. Though that's actually perfect length for me.
that would be great. Yeah, I got speaking of slime, I've got a hit piece on the first slime movie. It's terrible. I've got some reactions that have I was watching rewatching it on Discord with some friends. And yeah, that ending
that
it
ending was
cracks me
something
up.
else.
It, at the time I was just pissed off because I was like, I paid money to see this.
Hmm.
But like watching it a second time with full expectation, knowing exactly what I was going into, I was just laughing the whole movie because I was like, I know exactly where this is going, and there's like there's no reason to worry. There's no payoffs, no nothing. There's no
Hmm.
one changes. No one changes in this movie. Um so yeah, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, Scarlet Bond. Uh Bad movie, terrible movie, worst anime film I've ever seen. That's the title of the. That's gonna be the title of the video. Not
Which it's
clickbait.
just yeah, it's valid though.
It's
It's
valid
it's
because
a
it's
valid criticism.
the original title actually was gonna be the worst anime film ever, but then one of my friends was like, "Okay, there's probably worse anime films." I'm like, "Okay, you're probably right, but it's the worst one I've seen." Um, I've also got one in the works for Makine, Too Many Losing Heroines. I think that show is fantastic. It's animated by A1 Pictures too, so it has no reason to be as
Oh,
animated or to look as good as it does.
A1 is goaded
It's
because I
so
mean they've done so many good things.
I mean they're doing Fate Strange Fake right now and that looks so good.
Hmm.
So just
Agreed.
translate that to a rom-com slice of life anime. Oh man, it has no reason to look as good as it does.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed. It's gosh, A1 is good at almost anything that they work on. I just need them to give me a release date for 86 season 2.
Oh yes, that would be nice. But it's also kind of hard because 8060 anime kind of did some weird time skipping in the part 2 of season 1,
Um,
right? I
no.
thought they, or at least that's what I've read. I haven't actually read the light novels yet. It's on
So
my to read list.
part of it is it was a time skip of like a couple months, but that's how the light novels are written. There was also a delay between releasing the last two episodes, but that was out of their control because both voice actors for Shin, English and JP, had health issues going on.
I
And
do remember that.
yeah, and so the original English voice actor, he passed away actually, and so they
Yeah,
had to recast him. So originally it was like Billy Kametz, I think. I don't think I said his last name right. He was the
and
original voice actor, and now it is Alex Lee, who also
then,
voices Genu in Solo Leveling.
yep.
Jinwoo.
And
Yep.
was it partway through part 2 that he died, or
Yeah,
like,
it was partway
yeah,
through part two.
because it was like episode 4 when everyone found out that he had actually passed away, right? That was
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah. And then I
I
think
do
the
remember that.
JP voice actor had like throat cancer or something.
Jeez,
Yeah,
the
he's still
Reaper,
fine.
man,
Yeah,
the Reaper.
I made that joke to my girlfriend of like, is this role actually cursed?
Curse. There's reaping.
But
Mm.
Alex did a phenomenal job in my opinion
No,
with
Alex does
the
great
last
work.
two episodes. Yeah.
Speaking
Um.
of Alex Lee, Sung Ji-nu, I'm gonna do a video about solo leveling as well.
Oh yeah. 100%. You should do that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do it in the context of comparing it to Freerin a little bit, because well, I'm like pivoting on this script have had like half a script drafted for about a year already of why Freerin deserved Anime of the Year. But what's hilarious is because Solo Leveling won Anime of the Year, half of the script is just me making jokes about both Freerin and Solo Leveling. So
Two
I can
absolutely goated shows that had to come out at the same time.
honestly, they're so good,
They're
so
so good.
good. And I
Uh,
mean, just like Chahayan, Essel, like the dude, Solo Leveling is kind of peak. I'm not gonna lie.
it is. I think some of the complaints that people make are fair. Do I agree with the complaints? No, I still love the show.
Yeah. And I mean, I am a Freerin stan through and through. You've seen my PC,
I have seen your PC case. Give me that
but
Miku graphics card though.
I need the Freerin graphics card. They just released it today too, March 11th. That was
Yeah.
crazy. But I mean, yeah, like I love Freerin, but you know, solo leveling, yeah, most of it is turn your brain off action, but when it gets to the story is pretty good too. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
I cannot lie.
I think the anime also suffers a little bit in the same way that the slime anime might have suffered, where they have to gloss over some of like the ability details because
Oh
we
yeah,
don't have time to read
1000%.
the text box on screen.
And sometimes I have to pause the screen just to see some of the pop-ups because it's like, oh yeah, I can use this for my next fight, and then they use it in their next fight. I'm like, whoa, wait. I need to know what that does
What
because
did
they're
the
just
thing
giving me
do?
the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a challenge that any show is going to have where it's like, oh, you have some sort of ability window.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I just don't like most isekai these days is because the fact that most of them are based off of like Record of Lodoss War or like Sword was it Sword Story RPG. Um, just the idea that getting into another world that's fantastical will give you these options to grow into any direction you want, which means skill windows, skill boxes, item windows. Any anime that has like a physical screen appearing in front of them, I kind of just don't watch anymore. I used to. I used to watch every isekai, but yeah.
Yeah. So I've been reading on Webtoon this one series called I Killed the Main Player. It's an isekai, but the main character gets
Oh
isekai'd into an MMO he used to play, but he's the sidekick character, so he doesn't have any status windows.
no, but this is the one where the hero is actually the villain, right?
Yeah, the hero
Like
is actually a terrible
he's a
person.
terrible person. He's like brainwashed all the girls, and he's
He's
like the one
brainwashed all the girls,
killing
killed
out
off
the
everybody
armies.
who was
Yeah, I've
useless.
read this one.
Yeah, I'm actively reading it, and I'm very much enjoying it. I think
It's good.
it's good. It is real good. Is it finished? Because like I mean,
I
you've
don't
already
think
read it.
so.
Okay.
I think it was
Um,
still. I think well, at least when I last read it, it was still ongoing.
it was
So
still ongoing, but yeah, it's they took a typical trope that you see somebody gets reincarnated into a video game and changed that one aspect of the status windows. This guy has none. He's like, I don't know what my abilities are because I literally can't pull up my status window.
and
I like that twist.
then it becomes a mix of isekai and returner because he just goes all the way back to the beginning, right? And he has to figure out a way to save everyone he loves,
Yeah, yeah, he's trying to
including all the
save.
townspeople and all the
Hmm.
kingdoms that will get killed by this guy.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he, the sidekick character, doesn't he like uh only realize how terrible his best friend actually is right when he's like, well, it's either I kill you or you join me in being a terrible person. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. I mean, that was all the way back in chapter one.
yeah, all the way
Um,
back in chapter one.
but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Of like, I had it's either I kill you or yeah, you have to join me. Um,
No, 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 no. The whole thing was he's in love with him and
oh
he
no, you're right.
killed everyone that every danger to that love basically.
Oh no, yeah,
That's what it
you're.
was.
Oh, okay. I feel silly because yeah, no, that is the premise of this guy is in love with like
The
Yandere
sidekick.
levels.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
That's what
Crazy.
it was. That's what it was.
Oh,
Um,
man.
and he finds out that one of the female characters he thought they killed her off, but no, she's been basically used as a living resource to harvest material.
That part just like man. I was
Hmm.
like, okay, man. You don't have to go that crazy.
Yeah, in that first chapter they pulled out all the stops to
They really
make
did.
the main character or the person who was supposed to be the main character be just the scum of the earth, worst person possible. You should not be able to justify defending them.
Yeah. Oh man. There are some good webtoons, I gotta
There are
admit.
some really good ones.
But again, not to be elitist, but they're all most of them are based off of a web novel or a light novel. So,
Hmm.
and the light novels get really good. Gotta say,
Yeah.
Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint light novel, like, whew, I read the webtoon, but the light novel is like something else. In my opinion, personally, I like it. But
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I could get like print versions of the webtoons that I read.
yeah, I mean
But
they've started doing that, and they have to like
yeah,
reformat it basically to page format instead of a scroll. But
yeah.
it is extra work for them, and I understand that that makes it a lot harder to just basically drag and drop the story into a PDF that
You know what
spreads
would be
to
funny?
print.
I've seen people do this in the past where they'll take a thermal printer, so a receipt printer, and they'll just print out an entire manga on a long receipt.
That's crazy.
I low key kind of want to do that with at least one chapter of something.
Do the do the infamous Rent a Girlfriend chapter, with the pool.
Oh,
Oh
how's that
my
show still
god.
going?
I don't know. 5 seasons? Why
Five
does it have
seasons.
5 seasons?
And
Well, the fifth
what are
season's
they
amazing
gonna
still.
do when they reach the point where
The
the the
cook.
the, the mangaka redesigns Kazuya to look like himself? What are they gonna do in the show?
Maybe they'll pull a meta like Fire Force and just like show the real world. No, that would be crazy.
Oh, that would be actually insane if they did something like that.
No,
Uh,
I don't know. I I can't even say anything because there are 5 seasons of Rent a Girlfriend. I can't even say like it won't get to that point because it already has. And
it
then
already has. It has 5 seasons.
oh man.
While, you know, no game.
86 one
Yeah, yeah,
season.
yeah. 86, one season. No
No
game,
Game
no
No Life
life.
one
One
season.
season. Saga of Tanya the Evil. It took 8 years for them to get season two.
And we finally got the trailer
We,
for
yeah, but
just
Rent a
the
Girlfriend
five
consistently,
seasons.
year
5
after
seasons.
year.
2020. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Oh,
Uh, I mean, it's like getting to the point where it has more. It might have more chapters than like the original run of Dragon Ball Z or like that whole thing.
possibly.
Because
Possibly.
I remember people comparing Comey Can't Communicate to Dragon Ball because the Comey has like what, like 300 chapters or something like
I'm
that.
not entirely sure. I actually never looked into that.
Mm, Many chapters. Oh, 500 chapters.
Oh dear lord, I didn't. I would have not guessed anywhere near that. I would have believed 300.
Yo, well, maybe the last time I read it was like chapter 300, but I mean that's still 300 chapters. It's crazy.
Hmm.
37 volumes, man. It's slice of life though, so makes sense, kind
Yeah.
of.
You want to plug your socials before we start to head out?
Yeah. Well, I haven't set anything up except for my YouTube yet, so I can only go subscribe to at Doctor-Disco. Uh,
Do you still have your fighting game training arc on your
no,
channel?
I unlisted
You
that.
unlisted those.
I mean,
I
they're
mean
still
that's
on my
fair.
channel. They're on my
Yeah.
channel. If you have a link to it, you can still watch it, but I'm probably
Yeah.
not going to give that link out to anyone.
No. Um. But yeah, I am glad you were able to join me on kind of such a short notice tonight, Spencer. I look forward to watching more of your videos, hearing more of your rants.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
I have a lot to talk about.
mhm. Now, as far as Hentai Ice Cream Social, I am trying to revamp a Discord server so that anyone who might be interested can join the server and listen live when we record. That server's Degenerate Weeb Shit. I don't know if it's public, if people can just like look that up, but I am trying to revamp it since I want this to be part of a greater degenerate weeb shit brand, with some game streaming, and then we have the podcast, and then maybe some merch along the way if we ever get to that point. But for now, thank you for taking the time to listen to two relatively new weebs ramble on about shit that we like.
Thank you for having me on. Sorry if I yapped too long.
No, it was perfect. I appreciate your time, and you have a good night. Same with
You as
everyone at
well.
home.
Thank you for having me. See ya.